York, and tonight look for Clint St. Hill. Here we go. Mr. Clint St. Hill, Mr. Damian Reed, and Mr. Akeem Nero, who's fully decked out in his Indian attire.
Forget to set us off, man.
Good night, guys. Good night, guys. How's everyone doing tonight, man?
Pretty good. What about you?
Not mine. Yourself?
Decent.
Pretty good myself, man. I can't complain on my ends. Pretty good. I know Nero. I guess we'll probably touch on that a little later, but I know Nero is doing pretty good in his blue. Doing pretty good in his blue. Chess seems to be bursting through tonight.
Christmas food probably ham.
Interesting trades over the last couple of days, Nero, in the NBA, boys. Looking forward to the back end of this season.
Not me.
Not you. Well, I mean, for the NBA generally, you obviously
good for them.
Good for them.
Yeah, good for them.
Okay. Well, guys, let's jump straight into the action tonight. First, we want to just look at the West Indies, who played the second test against Zimbabwe, winning in pretty convincing fashion, defeating Zimbabwe by innings and some West Indies. They scored 292. We saw Raymond Rifa getting another half century under his belt before basically wearing out himself, in my opinion. There in that innings, but it was definitely good to see Raymond getting another 50 under his belt. We saw De Silva also getting a 40 order. We saw Roston Chase doing the order getting a half century. So it's always good to see Roston back in the runs again. And the bowling was kind of shared. We had not shared in the second innings. We had Moti actually. He took six wickets, I think, in the end. Finished with 7 in the match. Pretty good outing for him.
No, 13.
So just go to
13.
pretty good. Sorry?
It was 13. It was 13 in the game. 7 and 6.
Oh, he took. Oh, yes. Sorry. Yeah. He took 7 in the first innings. Yeah. So yeah, like I said, just gonna open up the floor to the guys. Just to hear what the guys thought on the West Indies winning that second test against Zimbabwe, and albeit in a pretty convincing manner.
Not gonna be too long. We'll start with the positives. Well played to Raymond, Roston. Well bowled to Moti. Context. I need to put things in context. First thing first, you can only beat the team that is placed in front of you. So let me just put that out there first. So yes, it was a Gary balance-less Zimbabwe side. But you do what you have to do. You dismiss the opposition. My only disappointment is probably, well, other than the fast bowlers not really having a good outing per se, would be the West Indies first innings total. Well, the West Indies total, I still 293s. I still would have liked to see, a big first innings total, especially after dismissing opposition for 115. Just 2-3 guys going to get big totals. You're not going to always get a favorable wicket, but against that opposition, somebody just put on the foot again. We saw Craig and Chana Paul did it in the first innings. somebody else come on to do it. Graham and Roston and the Silver, those guys got starts, but no one carried on. So yeah, good victory, but first innings total, I yes, we won the game, but I would like to see that still post 500. To Morty, well, bold, nothing I've never seen before. Well, let me not say nothing I've never seen before from a vaccine spinner. Most of the time, we pick spinners. They have decent performances, sometimes in favorable conditions. And at the first sign, when we play better opposition and the spinner doesn't get what the West Indies expect, we dismiss the spinner. I think we need to pick one, whoever that spinner is. I assume it's going to be Morty going forward for a little while, and just give the person a run in all competition, in all conditions.
Farmer.
Jack Leash, regardless of how if we think Jack Leash could bowl or not, yes, it's a different team, a different brand of cricket, but Jack Leash is going to be the people left-hand spinner. So we give Morty the opportunity to bowl in Australia, in South Africa, in the Caribbean, in the subcontinent, and then we could judge him after a while. Not chopping and changing. Then next two series we bring in where I can, or back to Cornwall, or So yeah, that's basically my piece.
Yeah, I agree with Nero. Just on the Morty point, I thought that he bowled well, and his test before this one as well. So I thought he was decent. So if the history of West Indies spinners doesn't suggest that we will give him a run, but I hope that it's actually fulfilled this time around, as Nero said, against South Africa. Hopefully he goes. Hopefully he starts. I think we are hosting India in the Caribbean later this year. Hopefully he plays in those tests as well. So I thought he bowled well. Moti has been a strong performer at the first class level for a number of years. 100% deserves his opportunity. And so far he's done relatively well. No one is saying he's a new Jadeja or anything like that, but so far he's held his own. And yeah, as a West Indies fan, I would love to see him, continue to do well. Routine victory for the team. You're supposed to beat Zimbabwe. So Zimbabwe rolled over a little bit easy in this second test. Probably a lot of that was to do with Gary Balance not playing. But yeah, I didn't think that their batting was amazing, to be honest. But that being said, as Nero said, you got to beat who's in front of you, and I thought that for large parts we did the business. Um, Batting wise, good to see Raymond getting a score. He's been under pressure. Lots of people probably don't believe that he should be playing for West Indies or batting three for West Indies. I have defended that decision from inception, and I'm still willing to run with it. I think that he has the character. I think he has the tools. So it's good to see him get a score. But from here, he has to obviously kick on.
Only
Um,
one way, not to cut you, but only one way to start the pressure for a while. Get
yeah,
them big scores. Get them
yeah, you
big
need you
scores.
need to yeah
They got
you need to get scores. Yeah, so that is the only way, like you said, you're gonna get people off your back. So it was good that he's starting to find his feet at this level. So South Africa obviously is going to be a tougher test, but I think South Africa conditions will suit him. So hopefully he can go on to continue getting those types of scores and even bigger scores. So it's good to see him performing. Ralston as well, another player under pressure. That entire middle order actually is pretty much under pressure. I would say that Craig and Tage, or middle, the rest of our batters haven't been performing from number three all the way down to number eight. So yeah, it's just a little disappointing that some of those guys didn't get scores, but good for Ross and that he's no a score in Australia, a score here against Zimbabwe. Um, Hopefully he's refining his feet at this level, and that he can go on to serve West Indies well. So yeah, pretty much routine performance in the test. Like I said, Moti shining light, few scores for some guys in between there, and that's that. So it's just for us to kick on for the next series.
Yeah, for me, pretty much the same as what the two guys before me said. Um, Pretty routine. Didn't expect nothing less, to be honest, because obviously of the opposition that we were up against. Um, I share the same sentiments as Nero. I can't remember if Clint touched on it too, but you know Nero touched on it for sure. I don't believe he should have been bought up for 290 or less than 300. For me, that was a major disappointment. You bought out the opposition before the close of Claudia one. You gotta be looking to score and score big in a situation like that. Yeah, we still get a hundred or something odd runs lead, but that lead should have been two enough three a little bit in my opinion. Um, the a few guys got some runs, nobody converted nothing big, so that's for me that's why that was the major contributing factor. Sorry, and that's not posting a huge first inning score. Um, Glad that to see Roston amongst the runs. Hopefully, I think I can't remember my head all over the place. Somebody just talked about Roston scoring runs in Australia, and he scored runs here again. So that's great to see. Hopefully, that's the beginning of good things to come. Uh, Still proud of Raymond, to be honest, but still don't know if the number three spot is his. I was in a discussion. I was in a discussion. I read it somewhere where somebody said to me, or as they say, I read it somewhere that Steve Smith started down the order too, and he developed his game. I know he's the top batsman in the world, which is a fair point. So you gotta give everybody a fair chance. I was not a big fan of it, but you gotta give him a go, a run, and see how it goes, and hopefully it does work out for him. Because I know he's been knocking at the door for a while, and he deserves whether it's that three or one or 11, he deserves an extended run in the team, in my opinion. So if three is ready to batting him now, let me see how it goes, and all the best to him.
Mhm.
Morty, congrats. Keep up the good work. A tougher opposition ahead, but still do the right things, and I guess the results will flow for him. A little disappointed in, well, not, I didn't expect that from Blackwood, to be honest. No, I'm a big fan of Blackwood, but a little disappointed. I was racking my brain the other day. I tell myself the last time that Jason probably scored 100 was that double century down here. One could correct me if I'm wrong. And I can't remember the last time we took a 5 wicket haul. So they think so far because it's time for you to step up the plate and go back to the old Jason. Hold up, put some runs on the board, take some wickets.
Mhm.
Um, that's it for me basically. Hopefully, fast bowlers you can get better bowling conditions in South Africa. So hopefully, the fast bowlers will put up their hand down there because obviously Morty dominate in Zimbabwe. But all in all, that's it for me. Yeah, a win is a win, regardless of the opposition. Anything less than a win with the amount, yeah, he lost something due to rain, but not like the first. That's anything less than a win against Zimbabwe, especially you look at the Zimbabwe averages 17, 20, a little bit that kind of thing. 'Cause obviously, balance was out. So anything less than a win would have been very disappointing. So congrats, man. Next couple of weeks, tougher opposition ahead, but do what you gotta do, and the results will come.
Yeah. As Rick just said, like had we not won that game, obviously it would have been disappointing, and so with balance being as Nero say, you have to play who's in front of you. So I thought that yes, it would have been good to see this some of the guys, at least one of the guys going to score uh, a century, but obviously it wasn't the case. And but to me, all in all, um, we showed up. We did what we had to do. We bowled them out, which is something I can't remember seeing in a long time, regardless of the opposition. Um, twice have been in his and Sam. So like I said, that's good to see. And as the guy said, hopefully some of the good will transfer over to the test series against South Africa. So we're gonna just speak on the squad that was selected for South Africa. Quickly, we had some new additions to that squad. So just gonna read out the full squad first. Then we're gonna just touch on the 15. We had Craig Brathwaite as captain, Jermaine Blackwood as vice captain, Alec Athenes, Tej Narain Chanapal, Roston Chase, Joshua Da Silva, Shalon Gabriel, Jason Holder, Akeem Jordan, Azari Joseph, Carl Mears, Gudakesh Moti, Raymond Rifa, Kimar Roach, and Devon Thomas. Um, as I would have mentioned there just now, with two new additions to the team, Alec Athenes and I could easily say now our very own Akeem Jordan. He's been on the show many times. So first off, congrats to those two. Akeem probably not probably Akeem definitely, he had this coming in my opinion. I'm pretty sure most of the guys share the same sentiments. He's been consistent for quite some time. In my opinion, although I am not I'm not too often with a lot of the regional fast bowlers, but just from the naked eye and watching Akeem bowl, in my opinion, he does what a lot of our bowlers don't. A lot of our fast bowlers over the past years, don't seem to do, which is, ask a lot of questions for the batsman. I find that a lot of our bowlers, we just too far outside the yard stamp, and then I find a lot of our we just for how we angle, we bowl a lot of balls on the leg side. But to me, I like Josh Hazelwood's style of bowling, and to me that is what Akeem Jordan gives me. You understand? They're the most asking questions for the batsman, making the batsman play, and you know, like I said, it was only a time before we saw Akeem Jordan get that call. So, like I said, once again, congrats to him. But guys, what do we think about this 15-man squad? We don't have once again, but we had Bonner. Bonner was in that. Bonner was in the 15. Bonner was in the 15 for Zimbabwe.
Bonner working,
Yeah.
right?
So yeah, Bonner working out.
Yeah.
Athenes and Jordan in.
And Jordan are in. Yeah. So guys, what do we think about this 15-man squad selected for South Africa?
For me, Workan coming home probably. I guess in the grand scheme of things, probably horses for courses. You're going to South Africa. Moti, I guess is no the leading spinner, so probably no need for two spinners if you add, and then if you add Roston, three spinners up there. So another fast bowler backup seam option. I thought it was on the cards. Um, really happy that Jordan got the call out, like you said, is well deserved. Limited first class experience, but in his limited time there, he's really impressed and made an impact, a huge impact. He got the most wickets. Well, he has the most wickets so far in the first class season. Last year he made his first class debut, and I think he probably topped the averages, bowling averages, in his short stint as well too. So he has been excellent. Like you said, he's performed well at the regional level for a number of years. He has quite a few, let's say, games under his belt. So every time he's been given an opportunity, he's always impressed, and really happy that he's received that opportunity. South Africa, yeah, a decent team to debut against or potentially debut against, but I think the conditions will suit him. So if he gets a goal, I'm sure that he will make West Indies fans very proud. Athenaeus in for Bonner is a bit of a unexpected one. I rate Athenaeus very highly, by the way. I saw Athenaeus really and truly back last season in the Super 50. Made 2 centuries. Didn't get a lot of scores outside of that, but I thought that what I saw in those hundreds, it wasn't just that he made hundreds. It was the manner in which he scored those hundreds. I I thought he was excellent, and he's a player that I thought from back then really has something in him. So he started the season pretty well, scored 100 already. Um, but I didn't expect that Bonner would be dropped so soon. I think Athens was always going to play for West Indies, just a matter of when also, kind of like Jordan. But it probably came a little bit earlier. It would be interesting to hear the rationale behind dropping Bonner. He didn't play.
You know.
Well, I mean, but you can't cut. Are you gonna come on and say that?
You're
I
not
mean,
going to say.
right?
But you get
They're
it,
not
no?
gonna say, man.
But to be honest, if the journalist asks that question, then how do you as a selector defend that? What do you say?
He
You know
was
what I
not
mean?
any starting. He didn't play any. He played any two tests. No,
No, he
and we
didn't.
picked a man as in right hot form. It's as simple as that.
Okay, well, I
It's
mean,
very simple.
yeah, it's a interesting one, man. Like I said, I have a lot of time for Athens. I saw a debate circling around as well too about Brandon King being ignored also. Brandon King actually has, and this is one of my problems with the cricket in the West Indies. We pigeonhole players a lot. So I think a lot of people have Brandon King labeled as a white ball cricketer. They have Aki Hussain labeled as a white ball cricketer. Um,
Cheer up.
which I,
Let's all know.
I guess so. Well, congratulations on him receiving the honor of captain West Indies. But yeah, so I believe that Brandon King averages about 35 in first class cricket, batting in the middle order. He doesn't open the batting for Jamaica in 4-day cricket. He bats in the middle order. So I mean, I don't think he's played it. Well, he definitely didn't play against Barbados just now. I don't think he's played. He's probably on an overseas duty. So I guess that may be the selectors' reasoning behind him not being considered for the tour of South Africa. But he's a middle order batsman. He has a pretty decent average, and he's never been given an opportunity. But that being said, upset
You want the opportunity,
Athens. Pardon?
You want the opportunity?
If he wants it, why I don't know. I don't know him personally, so I can't say if he does. So that is also another thing to consider. A lot of things be going on behind the scenes that we're not privy to. So maybe there's something else at play. Who knows? But upset Athens, like I said, I think he's a tremendously talented player, and I hope that he does well. I think we're playing some one days as well too, so maybe he's kept on for the ODI series as well down there. But yeah, exciting, two exciting picks to the squad, two young men. So I'm wishing both of them really well on their journey.
Up to probably 2-3 days ago, it was a good chat. I was like, this youngster, I let him met the team probably this year or within the next year for sure. And then it was like, the evening time, it was like, yeah, he and Jordan made the team. I was like, so for me, our players already start on the back foot. As in, some players made debuts late, and we already behind the 8 ball, as in experience the high level cricket. Whereas our guys, like Jordan was around the first class team for how much years now? 3, 4?
Yeah, about that, yeah.
3, 4. Jordan probably ain't got 20 games. So no, if Jordan don't get it, I am glad that he's getting the opportunity to just go up to the next level, because there's always levels to the cricket. You understand? The training, the behavior, the professionalism that is required at that level. You understand? Even if he doesn't start, just to be in and around the guys, just to pick up anything, so he know, well, yeah, when I come back now, I gotta add this to my training regimen. I gotta do this, so that when the opportunity comes again, I'll be ready to go. And I like players like Jordan, cricket junkies. I got a thing for people that love cricket, a cricket junkie. They got people that are talented, that can play the game, that have
You got that
opportunities,
same passion, boy.
probably in it just because money's there. But I got a thing for cricket junkies.
Oh,
Correct.
now
You
no,
understand?
real quick, right, Nero, just so see, average person that may not know him, right? I called Jordan a couple weeks ago to do something for me, right? And Jordan was telling me on his way to cricket. I was like, "What cricket you talking about? You can't play some BCL game down in St. Joseph or something." I was just like, "You are a cricket power boy. You are a cricket prickle, like complete prickle. This man, nobody loves cricket more than this man. Genuinely, I do not know another cricketer that loves cricket more than Akeem Jordan. Genuinely, yeah. But carry on.
I have a thing for cricket junkies. So hopefully all goes well for him, and he just takes it from here and takes another step. Learn as much from Rose, even we make snaps, but Gabriel, just learn as much. Even if he has to talk to some of the South African bowlers, just soak up as much knowledge. You understand? And then when you come down here, just stand out again at the Barbados level. At the Barbados level. And the Bonner, it's not a surprise. If he went to the tour, he probably still wouldn't have started because obviously Raymond just scored a few half centuries. He was suspect in the last 2-3 series to the cricket bowling, and in South Africa. In South Africa, that's not going to be a joke. That's going to be a very, very hostile bowling attack with Bada and Giddy, Youngson, and obviously Narkia. So he probably, I won't say, but it's probably a good tour for him to miss. You know, get some work on your game, and you never know. But all in all, not much surprises in the squad. Um, yeah, and all the best to both of them, and especially Jordan.
Well, there ain't that much for me to say after. The guys pretty much sum up everything there. Extremely pro for Jordan. I hope if he gets the opportunity, he puts his best foot forward and does his best. Arsenez is a youngster that I like from under 19 days. So it's good too to see he's made his progression through the ranks and is at the top level now. On the bonnet issue, yeah, we all know South Africa, the PS1 in South Africa and Bonnet and Green. But I would have keep Bonnet my 15, not the start. Devon Thomas will have be mad to come home.
No
Devon
way.
Thomas, I cannot PS at there, in my opinion.
No way. Devon
We
Thomas
want me
is
there.
a
You want me there?
four-dimensional cricketer.
Madness.
Four
I think
dimensions.
he's.
Four
I think.
four
I
dimensions.
think he's there as a back. Well, not
Backup
his
for
sole
everything.
purpose, but backup keeper in case something happens to the silver.
Backup
You're not in the
all-rounder.
Caribbean, so
A four
I know we all
dimensions.
around the thing, but
I get
so
that.
no, you do need
Either.
you do need a backup keeper because, like I
But
said,
hear me
God
now.
forbid,
What I meant,
something
but
happen.
fellas, what disrespecting Thomas? I'm not the biggest Thomas fan. But Thomas has scored much runs, more runs than everybody in that team at regional level. Obviously with Craigs and those and Shalapa, Paul, but many runs can know in regional cricket. Thomas on the runs alone merits his play. If we really look at it, Thomas is cut out all the time. So so that's what I mean. Thomas has to be in a 15 work there because if he can bat and he can play and he can score the runs, and he never really got the opportunity. He played the other day as a bowler around or something in Australia and had it nibbling about. But if you're being fair, the man play regional cricket. The man is tab. He can bowl, he can bat, and he can make it. What's wrong with having him in your 15 as cover? You guys South Africa, you ain't going Trinidad.
He gotta be going. For me, he gotta be going.
Harsh, that's a bit harsh.
As Clint said, I got one of my 15 before he. One kind of rip couple to Nero, boy. Walk couple legs and all Thomas got
Take
my
that
body
back. Take that back.
Nah, boy, not Devon Thomas. But for me, no big surprises. Just it would be Thomas coming home and Bonner going to South Africa. Even though I'm not the biggest Bonner fan either.
Bold, boy.
What you say? It's called a
So,
spear to spear.
question. We're playing against India later this year in the Caribbean. Let's just say one of the middle order batters has a horror tour in South Africa, 4 innings, average 9. Then what happens? Do we pick another middle order batsman, or does Bonner come back into the side?
If whoever, it's very easy. Whoever's the hot man in regional cricket, that's he's gonna pick.
So
Or
so
just
so
play there,
okay.
happy
So
then.
let so let
Or
so
just play
let's
there, Alex.
so pardon.
Okay then.
Was that
You
sorry?
know, who be hot man? West Indies get picked. So
Whoever the
if
hot
you
man
pick
is gonna get a pick in the squad. You know
they
how it
can't.
goes.
Yeah,
But
not.
but that then means that Bonner, you basically would have retired Bonner if you do that.
No, that's if Bonner doesn't go and play original cricket at top.
He will no he will though.
Exactly.
But
So then he will get back in team.
Okay, so if he goes to regional cricket, he averages 30. Let's say he averages 30 in next 3 series because there are three more rounds to play.
Mm-hmm.
He averages 30, which is not really second world late. And
Once he got 100 in it, he good.
I don't know. Pretend there's none. Can't
get it.
And there's I don't know who's the hot batsman. Darren Bravo continues his red hot form in first class cricket.
I pick him Bonner.
Okay.
If it's another name.
There you go.
If it's another name. So if it's Brooks, if it's Brandon King, if it's Dolrich, whoever it is. But Alec already up there, so if Alec come back, he'll probably score another 100 in one of the 3 games anyways. So you're gonna probably end up giving him this play.
I think first class games may be playing what our series are going.
Well, you sure?
Oh. I think
I
heard that it was taking a month's break. So I'm not sure. So I guess in a couple weeks.
I get that format. That format poor.
I don't understand the break. I once again, it would be interesting to hear why there's a break, but yeah, there's one. So.
When does the first test against South Africa starts?
20 or something.
Yeah, something like that. They play a game on the 21st, I believe.
Yeah, I think it's 20.
A 3-day game on the 21st or something like that. Yeah, somewhere around 28th. Yeah. So pretty quick turnaround.
Yeah, so we'll see how things go. We definitely wish the guys all the best. It would be great to see, Akeem, if he does get that that goal. It would be great to see him performing down in South Africa. But like I said, we wish the guys all the best. I hope that we could come away with a series win. How did the guys see the series going? Any predictions?
What that says, 2?
2, yeah.
2.
Me South Africa playing a good cricket now, but still, we can't win, man. Be realistic. We can't. 1-0 to South Africa.
1-1.
1-1.
I think 1-0. I think we good for a win. Listen, right? Last time we played South Africa, albeit in the Caribbean, the difference in South Africa winning that series versus West Indies winning it was Quentin de Kock. Like that was it. South Africa's batting was poor in that series. Ours too, but South Africa's batting was poor in that series. So I feel that we good enough for a victory against them. It is going to be tough, but I think that we could win one of those tests. Obviously, South Africa's borderline a different story, but banking on Craig and Tish to pull something or the buy something serious.
I'm banking I'm hoping that I think really touched on it earlier, but I'm hoping that Jason Holder could really step up in this series, because for the West Indies, definitely do have obviously they do have a chance. It's not gonna be like oh my gosh, they're playing Australia will be definitely starting against the odds. We may all be in South Africa at home as well, but I still think hopefully Craig and TH could continue that rich form that both of those guys All right. And I mean, hopefully we could get some contributions from the other guys. But I definitely think that, Jason Holder, I would love to see him to really step up, raise his hand and step up in this in
To West
this
Indies?
series. To what to South Africa, Nero?
To West Indies.
Unfortunately, not paying
Nah,
the top, boy.
I can't.
Not PS
Huh?
Paying the top, big man.
They are
Ours
not
too.
already.
We watched them.
Ours
We
too.
watched the man back up in the Caribbean. This is in South Africa. Yes,
Mhm.
tears is added, but then man, I ain't there to those parties in Boston.
Mhm.
Anything happen with the ball, I thought they had made about 90 miles an hour. And then it's still world class bowlers, everybody still a world class bowler. And then you
Yeah.
got Narkia coming out first gen, so it's like and Angidi, I the biggest Angidi man, about 6'5", 6'6". And then son, like, Jesus Lord.
We're in trouble. We're in trouble.
And then you got Maharaj
Then
who
the
might
people got the
who
pack
might
by
turn
you.
into Haraf. So
The-
it can be hard. If Wesley's draw a game, it would be impressive. If Wesley win a game,
That's what bank here.
even more
That's
so.
the one love.
That means that men step up with the back for sure. That means a Craig to the Ryan, a Raymond, and Kyle. That means somebody do something freaky. But I gonna see it. If I'm a bet him, I can't bet that. Honestly, I would love the man to do well, but based on the evidence, I can't.
Wow.
I get on emotion and heart and all that. I get based on what we've seen.
1 out.
And that
1 out.
attack in South Africa, that is gonna be different.
Important.
Hard fought 1 out.
Nah,
That'll
one
be
love, man. We
fantastic.
get square for draw. We get square for draw. But you can't win
I
this.
can't. I don't see South Africa. I don't see South Africa beating us twice for sure.
I ain't talking about. I ain't care with South Africa. Bahrain, the Bahrain here and there.
That's right. Hello, then go back Roach. They go back
The Bahrain
Shannon.
here
They
and
go
there.
back Azari. They go
But
back
I
Jason.
just
They go
believe
back
I
potentially
just believe
Jordan.
the bowling, right? I just believe
sorry.
that, man.
But if it's a low scoring
I'm
game,
mad
if
about here.
I don't care if it's a low scoring game. The game could be 275 and 325 scores in game. I don't care. But
That man Narkia here.
we could catch and that's right. They
man
still got
Narkia,
back
yeah.
with bowlers. They still got back with bowlers. I don't care how good they could bowl. They still got back with bowlers.
I agree.
So, and Azari bowling decent wheels. Shannon both there. Jordan.
Can't play all. All
I
can't play.
know. Right, just gotta choose the right tools for your job. So them batters still got some baby bowlers. So yeah, I don't think it's gonna be a high scoring series. So you're gonna need some key men. The same how Quentin the Cop decided the reverse fixture. We're gonna need somebody to do that for us. Probably with bat and ball. Because with bat alone it may be tough. With ball alone it may be tough. So you probably need two very bright stars on that tour.
Well, definitely wish you guys the best, and we're looking forward to some good cricket from the West Indies team down in South Africa. Guys, before we go, we just want to touch on the Barbados versus Jamaica game in the regional 40. We saw Barbados bouncing back after being defeated from Guyana. Pretty good, albeit pretty good in the grand scheme of things. We saw Jamaica batting first. Got to a score of 140. Saw the wickets. We saw Akeem Jordan. I think he got 3. I think Springer also got some wickets as well. And then in the Barbados innings, we saw I think Mosley got a score. 80 something odd. I think Dovrich was good to see him in the runs again. He got a score of 64 odd. And then Barbados bowled out the Jamaica Scorpions for I think it was 151 and then won in the end in the final innings, chasing down 70 something to win. So yeah, guys, we saw Akeem Jordan here as we know he picked up 4 and then picked up 3 in the second innings. But what did you guys? Any thoughts on this last match against Jamaica? in the regional 40.
What?
But,
Oh,
sorry. Yeah, but I just feel Barbados obviously needed to bounce back after the Ghana defeat. It was a pretty disappointing defeat. So it's good to see, Barbados respond in a manner in which they dominated every section of the game. So I thought it was a good response. Like you said, Jordan for sure any wickets. Again, I thought he bowled well. First game, he was there and thereabouts, but I thought that it really came together in this second game and he showed his dominance. Um, Springs chipping in as well to some really timely wickets. If you really look at it, he came in and brought partnerships and stuff like that. So he had a pretty decent game with the ball also. And batting ways, obviously not much to report. Like you said, Darius back in the runs, which was good to see.
Mhm.
Hopefully for the remaining rounds of matches, he's able to get some significant scores, and you never know, he may be back and he makes up if we get down. So hopefully for his sake, that is on the cards. So yeah, it's a little disappointing with some of the batting efforts though. I would say that. Um, I don't think the pitches helped a lot either. There's a whole other show. I know they say that every show that some is for another show, but we're concerned about the surfaces that we play on. To be honest, um, our batsmen perform miracles sometimes to average what they average on some of these pitches. But that being said, I still thought some of the batting was a little bit ordinary from the Barbados batters at times. So hopefully, we can get that together for the remaining series. Um, but yeah, overall pretty dominant performance. Didn't think Jamaica as well. I mean, you can only play who's in front of you, but Jamaica still look pretty poor to be honest. Especially from a batting perspective. But obviously credit to our bowlers as well. I thought that we put balls in good areas, asked questions, and like you say, can only play who's in front of you. So um, well done, well done to the Pride.
Mhm.
not much to add. Could have asked for a better team to play after losing the first game against Ghana. Jamaica team was looked quite ordinary on paper. A lot of players missing from Jamaica, yes, from Barbados too, but you could have probably even picked a Barbados C team and probably would have get the same result. That Jamaica team I think Merchant was by about 6 or 7 or something. So like no way. But decent performances from some guys. Season campaigners, Mosley and Rich getting to milestones in 5 and 2,000 runs respectively. Well ball to Jordan. Once again, well ball to Jair. Work horse. Keeps it up. You never know how things goes with the West Indies. You understand? Especially when you play for one of the big boys in Trinidad, Jamaica. Not Trinidad, Barbados, 2 seasons, a good season as a fast bowler, and you're not far away. You're not far away. I always
Yeah,
try to
I
tell a
actually
lot of
forgot
you.
to big. Yeah, I actually forgot
I
to
always try to tell a
mention.
lot of young fast bowlers here, especially in Barbados, like, yeah, as a batsman, and you want to make a back, you're going to score runs and runs, but as a fast bowler, sometimes you never going to get wickets, you can just
Half
stay
season. I'm
fit.
not. I'm
Like,
not.
come
I'm not
on,
look at you. Yeah, I'm
that's
not look at
changing
you
life.
as the
So
impact
he
boy.
got
Yep.
something, and that's
Yeah.
it. Like, sometimes you might never go out people, but you just run a ball fast, swing 2 balls, put a ball in the area, and your whole life could change. So, yeah, Jair wants he's probably going to get a run because obviously Barbara the fast bowler is going to always be there about to the West Indies team or somewhere about. So he's probably going to get a run, and you never know. In a year or so, he could be there by the boat in the maroon as well. But all in all, easy victory for Barbados. We got a break now, and I guess when we come back, we resume. We don't know how the team gonna look, how international fixtures. I guess if it started back during IPL, a few more players might be available. So yeah, we'll see how it goes then.
Mhm. Anything you know?
Well, for me,
Oh,
I didn't get a chance to follow the game, obviously because due to work commitments. But I saw Barbados won and won convincingly. So congrats to them for bouncing back after the poor showing in the first round.
hmm. Okay. All right. Fellas, quickly before we leave the raw, I just want to hear your thoughts on any, any thoughts on what are your thoughts on the pitches that home teams obviously not we don't want to get too much into that, but as we would have seen, India demolished Australia.
Australia.
That was boy, Indians.
I just think for India needs to be fined for match fixing because they put Australia on a bar wicket. Put Australia on a bar wicket in the back pan. Overnight to change it. The bet 300 or 400.
400.
And then at lunchtime, they shut the ground and change it. And then blow
Rihanna
Australia
shot
for
like
19.
it was like Super Bowl.
Super Bowl.
Pit down.
Yeah, change it. So the goal, something must be done for India. But on a serious note, I just tired of it. I'm just tired, especially when we're playing England and Australia. I am tired of it. It is called home advantage. It's a home and away game. Once nothing is ridiculous, it's home and away. We've seen pitches in Australia with cracks down the line. They got one with Mitchell Starr or what? Not Mitchell Starr, Mitchell Johnson. Bowling at Jonathan Trott, and then man, we got a big Grand Canyon through the whole pitch. And I mean, like, why is it okay for a ball to bounce at people's head and not okay for a ball to spin? Because the Australians and the English are not adept at playing spin. Like, I don't get it. It's just a narrative that's built for years. It's okay for you go to New Zealand and you look like you playing in your backyard on grass. It's okay. You go to England playing in a freezer. You can't tell me the temperatures are below zero and the pitch is dry. That's like we've been brainwashed over the years for these things to be acceptable, just and it's sickening actually. Why can't a ball spin?
But the thing is, right, Nero? But Nero, the thing is, right? Australia batted poorly in the first innings, right? Made whatever they made in first.
I'm glad about first.
Yeah, no, good, right? Batted first. Any day bat second. Rohit Sharma scores 100 on that side pitch, right? Batted second. Jadeja and Akshar Patel, who are lower order batters, also got scores. So you can't say it's all
against two off spinners.
Correct. So you can't say it's only the top line bars that got runs. Many top get runs, many bottom get runs. India score 400 on the deck, right? Ain't like India met 250 on it or 310. Met 400 on the deck, which is a very good test score regardless of conditions. So like, and then you get both for you then get both for 90 something right immediately after that. So this thing, but you see, Australia defeating themselves before a ball was bowled. There was a lot of talk, albeit by the media, but I am so certain that a lot of that would have been in the psyche of the Australian cricketers. And a lot of talk was about the pitch and the right side, this side of the pitch and the left side of the pitch, and they left this part dry and this part. It was just a lot to talk about it, and it just felt as though they were defeated before a ball was bowled. It's seen it happening last night. England went to India. Once again, lots of talk coming from the media. Players don't do much talking, but I'm certain that a lot of that would have filtered in. And yeah, it was a poor performance. I think Australia also overthinking the cricket as well too, behaving in England, how England would behave. Travis Head is the number 4 rated batter in Test cricket in the world. Not just that, how the man scoring the man runs, the man batting like an idiot. The man batting so rough in Test cricket. The man batting as though is a white ball.
You got to feel with him there.
But you are come telling me no, oh, the last time Travis said when he saw continent, he only averaged X, Y, Z. I'm not a big fan of playing horses for courses with batsmen. You could do that with bowlers. But if a man is number 4 batsman in the world, you gotta at least start with the man. If the man failed in the first 2 tests miserably, cool. But you've left him out
But for
to
who he left
play.
out for? It's
But
who he
that's what
left
I'm
out for,
saying.
team.
You've well for I think Renshaw. Well, I don't know if
Right,
it's
sure.
Renshaw or Hanscom that got that
Yeah.
thing ahead of him, but either or, you left him out for men that's battery spin and get eat. That meant not in 2 and 3 and 9. So like I mean Travis says Boston handy spin as well too. That's also another option. So that you got to start the series with Travis said. Not saying that because Travis said played, he will score runs and what's not, but it's little things like that is annoying me, to be honest. Man can be number 4 rated batter in the world and you leave that man out. You have the luxury of leaving him out. Nah, so like I just feel like them start over complicate the cricket, to be honest.
Yes. What's the difference between a team that has 4 amazing fast bowlers preparing a green top, and you coming in the sub, and then prepare saying that might just give the spinners a little assistance. Explain to me. Explain to me. You know what can't explain that to me. Explain to me, please.
Because like you said, we've been brainwashed
We've been brainwashed
that
and promo for you.
whole cricket players in England
It's
and
everywhere.
Australia is the way cricket is
Correct.
supposed to be played. So you are supposed to play in the subcontinent. You're supposed to prepare fast stats with plenty of grass on them so that Pat Cummins and Josh Hazelwood and company could go down there and run your boat.
Is that India got the money, so you can't go around them and no nonsense. Before Australia then ruled the world, so they could do as they like.
But the pitches are not even bad.
But
my thing is the pitches are not. You can't say
our
the pitches
balls,
are bad.
our balls from the spinners.
India made 400. Everybody know that. I ain't even getting into that part. India made 400 on the pitch, and not because they get dropped 17 times, not because the umpire the teething. India made 400 on the surface. I just sick of the narrative. The same way England was down there, like I said. I think Drew score runs in the first a big run is a big 100 or a double or whatever. He score runs down there, but the test matches after that, man get runs. I'm sure he's saying Roy Martin get runs on the on end services. And man say, oh, the pitches ain't good, blah blah. Like, oh, the pitches ain't good for the opposition, but you want it performing on it.
If you got 4 fast bowlers, and they got 3 million players, 2 million players, and 6 spinners, and you coming to me, I'm going to prepare something that the ball ain't getting above the knee. So when your fast bowlers come, they're ineffective. That's what home about it. I lost or something. In football, when teams played against Barcelona, they wouldn't cut the field to prevent Barcelona Arsenal from playing slick passing football because there's this home advantage. So I don't know where we get this from. Why would we prepare something for Mr. Stark and Hazelwood to come that make no sense and negate our spinners that make no sense? When they come in with one man lion, but when they play Moody, but when they come in with really lion, why would they that make no sense? They make no sense, and they gotta change it. I guess overtime, but beat the 4-love.
Yeah,
I get the final.
This second test is going to be so important. How Australia responds in this second test, because if it goes to 2-love, the series could get very ugly. Yes. The series could get very, very,
it's not
very
how
ugly.
Australia respond. It's Smith and Labashane gonna make 100. Ain't that Australia responding? It's very simple. Ain't that what Australia? And if Smith and Labashane is gonna score 100.
But one of them scoring 100 may not save that completely
exactly.
Because so you need both of them. But like I said, if it goes to love here, it's gonna be problems. And the media, the Australian media is usually thereabouts in terms of buzzing around, but I find that the voice is getting a little bit louder in recent times. I even saw Alan Border vets with Steve Smith for I met him in a man ball, a good ball, all kind of things. So man nitpicking now. I think it's in the not club legends,
It
the
can be a
Australian
legend black.
legends.
It can be a legends back and forth. Because some of the
Yes.
Indians gonna come to the thing. Yeah, it can be a
Yeah,
legend back and forth for
they've
this one.
already been
Yeah.
involved. So yeah, it's gonna be this second test here is very, very, very crucial. Who wins this second test here could probably set up the series properly. But if it go to love, is problems from there. I don't see anywhere back front to love. Front to love is probably a whitewash.
Well,
Well, what?
some interesting, some exciting cricket on the horizon, guys. Really looking forward to the cricket that we have coming up. Any closing remarks from the guys before we sign off tonight?
Just large off Deandra and Haley being picked up in the IPL auction, the only two West Indian ladies.
Okay, congrats to them.
And congratulations to Shreya named as
Yes.
ODI skipper.
Yes.
Good to see.
Long overdue, man.
Yeah,
Congrats.
he's
We'll
a
go
great
get this World Cup,
mate. Pardon?
Huh?
World Cup. Yeah, so
congrats to
gonna be interesting. He was playing scouting for a number of years. So
And then the skip here, I pull around over
yeah,
here.
correct. Yeah, so
That's another show.
Yeah. I did not sure.
Yeah. Well, guys, viewers, once again, we want to thank you for tuning in each and every week. Continue to support us. We really appreciate it. We want to thank you. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe whenever you do get a chance to watch this video. Thank you very much, and do have a good night, each and everyone.